Hey there and welcome back to XCOM. My name is Pete and today we complete another episode of our XCOM Enemy Within Ironman Impossible walkthrough. In the last episode we cleared out an alien abductor UFO, we promoted Luisa Sharky Santoso to our squad's go-to assault, we used the psionic mindfray ability a couple of times, and last but not least we were also able to capture a heavy floater. Today we will likely have our hands full with another EXALT mission, however it might very well be our last one, as the list of countries where the EXALT base might be located is only down to 3 countries. So if we can eliminate 2 more today, then we definitely know where to look, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. First things first, let's start scanning. Okay, Australia contacts us with a pretty easy request. Of the 40 sectoid corpses we have, they would like to receive 8, and in exchange they're offering 3 scientists. This is of course an absolute no-brainer and we will dispatch the corpses immediately, and the new scientists can then go to work right away. Now, just a few seconds before this request popped up, we also received a notification that our new firestorms had been armed, so we can now send them to their final destinations. And as I already mentioned in the last episode, we'll send 1 to Asia, 1 to Europe and 1 to South America. This then already gives us 2 firestorms on those 3 continents, and that should be enough for the foreseeable future. Now, after making all those transfers, we of course also have 3 empty slots in Africa, and since both Africa and North America both only have 1 firestorm at the moment, let us order 2 more here. This will then bring our fleet size up to 10, and again 2 on each continent should suffice. And that's all for the moment, time to continue scanning. Alright, no further interruptions and our operative is now ready to be extracted. And yes, it is once again a covert extraction, and you know the rules of this one already. Hack 2 relays and then get out of there.
We are confident that you will handle this matter with discretion.
Now, our lineup for this mission won't change too much. We will, however, give our sniper Resilius some rest, and instead we'll give some screen time to our psionic sniper Ryan Pickles Gibbons. He does of course need some equipment, so let's outfit him with a skeleton suit, a plasma sniper rifle, a plasma pistol, a scope and some chitin plating. That is the same loadout that Resilius also goes into battle with, so it should hopefully work for Ryan here as well. Our support Emilia Solberg will then also receive the plasma rifle we obtained in the last episode from capturing a heavy floater, and since we're not fighting aliens on this mission, she can exchange the arc thrower for a grenade. And that would be all. Let's head out into the field and see what we're dealing with.
The covert operative we deployed was interrupted by EXALT forces while attempting to gather intel from an EXALT communications relay. If our operative is going to finish the job, Strike 1 will have to protect them while they hack the remaining arrays. The operative must survive if we have any hope of retrieving that data. New objective received.
Alright, here we are with our 6-person squad. In front of us we have 2 buildings. On the one in the back our covert operative Michelle is hidden, and in between the 2 structures on the ground we have our 2 comm relays. Somewhere on this map we also have 2 groups of EXALT agents waiting for us, and as always we'll take them out first before we start hacking, so let's send Luisa out here to scout ahead.
Got it. Moving.
And there we are already, unsurprisingly close to the first relay. We have our first group of agents. Let's keep them in the dark about our presence for now though. I think we can open things up with a nice rocket on the next turn, so let's put our squad in position without revealing ourselves. Covert operative Michelle can hunker down on the rooftop here to stay out of the fight, while everyone else can go on overwatch. Okay, our 3 agents have moved, but they have not spotted us yet, which means we can now proceed as planned with a big rocket from Heavy Kim Lupai.
Bring in the pain. Enemy in sight.
And the new blaster launcher shows its worth, CFD gets another promotion, and the 2 remaining agents frantically seek cover. However, they have placed themselves in easily flankable positions, so let's get things started here with Annette, who can also get herself a much-needed kill.
Just another dead alien.
Fantastic, that leaves only one more target, and that is now a job for Ryan Gibbons, who can jump back down from the rooftop and take aim with his plasma pistol.
I'm about to start keeping score.
And there we go, all enemies are down. We have gotten 3 kills for people who need them, so let's keep scouting with Luisa. Nothing new on this side, so the alley appears to be clear, so that means we can safely move up with Andrea and Emilia, while covert operative Michelle stays right where she is, hunkered down on the rooftop. Okay, no movement on the enemy's turn, so let's open the door here and see if anyone's behind it. That is not the case, but there is another door on the other end of the warehouse here leading back outside, so let's dash over there and see if we find anyone on the way.
Let's do this.
Alright, I had actually expected the enemies here to be somewhere in the warehouse. Now we have located them in the small alley behind it, but that works as well, of course, it just requires a bit more time to set up. First things first, we will move up with our heavy Andrea cook and make sure not to open the door with Emilia here. That might give her line of sight and reveal our presence. So instead we'll just move up to that door, and then we can simply end our turn once again with a hunkered down Michelle and with a round of overwatches. Right, so our 3 EXALT agents here have made a move, and it looks like they are at least somewhat aware of our presence, but they have of course not yet detected us. Now this presents us with an excellent opportunity to grab a guaranteed critical hit for free here, so let's aim Sharky's plasma rifle at the EXALT Heavy right in front of her. And there we go, first enemy down, the 2 others have now officially activated. One has gone into hiding right next to Luisa, while the other one opts for a slightly confusing move here, first climbing up into relative safety and then dropping back down again. Well, that certainly makes things easier for us, and we can now also open the door here without any issues, which unfortunately, but somewhat expectedly, does not give us line of sight. However, it does allow Annette to move into a flanking position, so let's see what she can do from here. Okay, 8 points of damage. In hindsight, we probably should have softened up the target a bit before moving in with her, but at least she laid the groundwork for Pickles Gibbons to now move in and hopefully go for the kill himself. Okay, I will admit this was a little hard to see. I actually thought he was aiming at the guy in front, but instead he only had a line of sight against the target in the back. Had we known that beforehand, we could have softened up that target as well, but, well, it's XCOM and these things happen. What we can still do at this point is give the kill to someone else who needs it, namely to our other sniper, Michelle Talpas, who can eliminate one of the 2 targets with a grenade from the roof. The other agent is then sadly still standing, but Luisa and her plasma pistol should quickly be able to change that. And there we go, that's the second group of enemies taken out. Now we can already prepare to hack the relays, which we'll do by putting everyone who still has a move into a good overwatching position. No surprises here, since we have not moved Michelle any closer to the comm relay. EXALT does not send in any reinforcements just yet, and therefore we have one more turn to get ready. And Michelle sadly can't make it over to the relay even on this turn, but that shouldn't keep the rest of our squad from taking position. As soon as we go for the hack, we want to have as many overwatches ready as possible, ideally also covering as many approach angles as possible, because you never know exactly where EXALT reinforcements will come from. This turn, however, once again goes by without any hostile sightings. That will change on the next one though.
Our operative is ready to hack one of the EXALT relays, Commander. We just have to activate it and that data will be ours. We've successfully hacked the relay, Commander, while also disrupting EXALT's communication system. We'll need to keep looking for any nearby relays to get the remaining data.
And since we already have everyone in position, we can put the entire squad on Overwatch now. That should hopefully be a nice welcome for any new troops EXALT decides to send our way. You may have noticed at this point that I put both Ryan and Luisa on pistol Overwatch. That was of course not a great idea. Considering the sheer amount of Overwatches we have though, it hopefully shouldn't hurt us.
I didn't hit anything.
Okay, so despite a few mistakes, one enemy is already down here. The other one though still has a full health pool. So let's do something about that, starting with a grenade from Emilia.
Eat this.
This gets our target down to 6 hit points, and with the sniper rifle, the correct weapon this time, we can now give Ryan his next kill of the mission. Okay, Pickles is precise and takes the enemy out. Time to move up to the second relay with Michelle now. The rest of our squad meanwhile won't move too much, and we can simply go for one more round of Overwatches. EXALT then sends in another pair of reinforcements, and pretty far away at that, and over this kind of distance, Kim's reaction shot unfortunately goes wide.
Damn it.
Still, let's worry about these two in just a second. For now, we can take care of the relay.
Commander, we've recovered the last of the data. We just need to get our operative to the evac zone. We have a new objective.
Very fittingly, the evac zone is now right behind the two EXALT agents, so we now have 2 reasons to advance in that direction. Before we do though, let's clear the area a bit, and we should be able to hit both agents here with a shredder rocket from Kim, even though we can't actually see the second enemy.
Boom.
Alright, one target is down, the other one received 11 points of damage, and that is sadly one shy of being enough for the kill.
Enemy spotted.
And here you can see it, the enemy is still standing after Emilia gets into range. She won't be the one to steal the kill though, there are others who need it more than her, for example our covert operative Michelle Talpas.
Muerto y fuera.
Lovely, that is another wave of reinforcements taken care of. At this point I think we can slowly move everyone towards the evac zone.
Additional contacts are inbound on Strike 1's current position, Commander.
EXALT doesn't give us any rest though. They are once again sending 2 new operatives onto the battlefield, and sadly we can't land a hit against either one of them.
Adjusting sights.
Despite that though, we should have no trouble taking them out, and for enemy number 1 here, Annette can get herself into a very nice flanking position.
They shouldn't have come here.
And the critical hit is enough for the instant kill. For enemy number 2, we can now move in with Andrea and open things up with a grenade.
Catch.
And this now gives Sniper Ryan the very manageable amount of 3 hit points to work with. Let's see if he can land the shot.
X-ray down.
And he can, and so another wave of reinforcements has been defeated. I'm not quite sure if there will actually be another one, but we'll soon be able to see that for ourselves because our covert operative Michelle can't make it over to the evac zone on this turn anyway. Okay, looks like EXALT is quiet for the moment, but that does not necessarily mean they're done for this mission. We have been moving through this map quite quickly, so I wouldn't be entirely surprised if they have one more wave of reinforcements in store. So while we could end the mission right here now, let's not do that just yet, and instead give our enemies one more turn.
We're picking up fresh EXALT forces near Strike 1's position, Commander.
And it looks like our patience has paid off. We will be able to grab 2 more kills here on this mission, even though the second drop in here is extremely far away, and it will likely take a few turns until this enemy makes it over to us. His companion, meanwhile, has already been torn to shreds, and since we are in no rush, I would say let's set up a nice overwatching ambush, and then we simply sit and wait while that last enemy makes his way over to us. Alright, a big explosion, but no sign of our target yet, so one more round of overwatches it is. And there he is, probably not for long though.
The operative and the newly acquired EXALT data. Nicely done, Commander.
Okay, and the combined efforts of Emilia and Kim take out our last EXALT agent here. That's another mission successfully completed. Let's return to the base.
Our troops really came through on this one. I'm glad everyone made it back safely.
And as we already learned at the beginning of the mission, Kim has earned herself another promotion, so let's advance her to the second highest rank of Major. This time we have no abilities to choose from, she automatically receives the will to survive, making her a little more protected by reducing damage if she's in cover and not flanked. Now our covert operation report also shows that Michelle has earned a promotion. Additionally, we have also received a reward of 100 credits and a panic reduction in Russia, and we learn the EXALT base is in a country that you can play in Civ 5. We'll have a look at what that means in just a second. For now though, let's advance Miss Talpas to the rank of Sergeant. Ability-wise, we can choose between Gunslinger and Damn Good Ground, and Gunslinger is the ability we already gave to our psionic sniper Pickles, and Michelle will be built up in a slightly different way, very similar actually to how we build up Resilius, so she will receive Damn Good Ground for extra aim and defense against enemies at lower elevation. Now, you can also see here that she has received a nickname, and we'll take care of that in a second. First of all though, let's see where the EXALT base might actually be located, because our loot here is not really worth mentioning.
Intel decrypted. Possible EXALT base locations narrowed.
So, into the situation room we go, and we can see we still have 2 countries left. The EXALT base could still be either in Brazil or in Germany. We could now of course take our chances, but 50% is not a chance you want to take in this game, so we will have to perform one more intel scan. We won't do that in this month, however. We just had EXALT carry out a successful operation against us, so it's unlikely that they'll strike again anytime soon, and we also only have a few more days left in August, so only a few more days until scanning is also 50 credits cheaper, so waiting just a little while longer strikes me as the sensible decision here. Now at this point we have only one more task to complete until we wrap up the episode, and that is to give a new nickname to our sniper Michelle Talpas. As always, the name was chosen randomly from the list of patrons in the naming rights tier, and the name that was selected is Palladium. I am not quite sure if that is in fact a Mass Effect reference, if so even better. In any case, it is now the nickname of Sergeant Michelle Talpas, who we will likely see a lot more in the future. For today though, I think we have reached a good point to make the cut. Perhaps next time we can already wrap up the month, but who knows, maybe the aliens also have another mission waiting for us. So, until then, I hope you enjoyed today's episode, and if you did, then I would of course be very happy if you could leave a thumbs up. And if you like what I'm doing and want to support me and my channel further, then you can go ahead and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Alternatively, you can also check out and maybe pledge to the Pete Complete Patreon. Who knows, maybe with a bit of luck you can even get your name in the game. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.